accelerator, when combined with my cyberbiotic DNA matrix, will cause atomic particles to multiply at a fantastic rate. Changing you into a bioborg of towering size and immense power. Unfortunately, the growth accelerator is so potent that you will only live a few days. But in that brief moment of glory, you will do what no one else has ever done. Kidnap the President of the United States.
I'll never submit to your will, Cybron!
I admire your spunk. Unfortunately, your human side is already being overpowered by your Borg side. You will submit only to my demands.
That's the one, Father.
Good. Aboard that passenger ship is key data I need to locate the whereabouts of the President.
How can you guarantee that our leaders will arrive safely at the peace conference?
The President's train is heavily guarded and will have an Air Force backup. I'm carrying in here the location of the conference and the train route which the President and your leaders will be taking. No one knows it, not even the President, until I deliver it personally.
We've searched the entire coast. No sign of the Cyber Shark.
We've got to find Kim. Who knows what Cybron will do to her?
Either there's something wrong with these binoculars, or we got a big problem.
I can't believe it. It's sliced ice. Okay, we're going down. We gotta save those ships, but we can't hurt ice.
Looks like our big problem just got bigger.
Let's rip them up!
$20 says I can clip his wings before you can, Stunts.
You're on, sore loser!
Eat heat, mister! Score one for the loser. Guess again. Big mouth. Don't say anything. Now to finish you. Hang on!
I clipped his wings first! You owe me!
Ice!
You're mine now. I'm going to miss you, Sky One.
We meet again. Ciao. Ice! Ice, it's me, Sky. Man, does she touch?
Time to shut them down.
Hey, what happened?
We got shafted. Chronozoid froze us in time.
Just long enough for Ice to get away.
And rescued seamen continue to insist that the missing ships were swept away by a colossal sea creature.
Cybron must be using Slice to rip off the world's oil supplies.
I don't think so, Mickey. If all Cybron wanted was the oil, why take the cruise ship? My guess is the tankers are just a cover. Cybron's after a bigger prize, and the answer is on that liner.
Then there's nothing to do but wait for Cybron to make his next move. And I hate waiting.
We're not waiting. First, we find a cure for Kim.
Easier said than done. We haven't got a clue what caused her little growth problem.
Wrong. The cylinder I found. The run-in with the Borgs. I got a hunch the answer's down at the docks.
What do you want with us? I've got nothing of value to you.
Impenetrable steel train, Air Force backup, impressive security measures. What would you say the president is worth in ransom? A few trillion? Even if his popularity has dipped?
I want the antidote, and I want it now!
It would be advisable to cooperate under the circumstances. Capiche?
I can make the antidote without Cybron's cyberbiotic DNA matrix.
And since we don't know where Cybron is, you can't help us, right?
Wait a minute, Sky. Remember the story of the Trojan horse?
Yeah, they snuck an army into the enemy's fortress hidden inside a gigantic wooden horse. Right, Air Enforcer, you're a genius! You're going to contact one of your Borg friends. I want you to arrange a meeting with me and Sliced Ice. Tell them we have the antidote.
So, Skysurfer 1 has the antidote.
If it's true, it could ruin everything.
Then he must be destroyed. I shall let Sliced Ice meet with Skysurfer.
Ice!
Skysurfer, is it true you have the antidote?
Yes.
Give it to me, Sky.
Not here. Too dangerous.
Help me, Sky. I need it now.
Got him! He's vaporized! Excellent. Return to the fortress. We have a train to catch.
So that's it. Cybron's going to use ice to attack the president's train. The cyberbiotic compound. Could be something in here about my dad.
Skysurfer, you're alive! This makes me really mad!
You know, you've really got to do something about that explosive temper of yours.
You must inject it into her, but there's only enough for one shot.
I don't miss. If this doesn't work, you better hope the police get to you before we do.
It's my belief that if we continue to create trust among nations, then world peace is within our grasp. When the president's train reaches a bridge, Sliced Ice will be waiting for it. Don't let anything get in her way.
The Air Force backup.
Let's take him out!
So long, fly boy.
the train. No sign of ice so far. Air Force!
They're coming back for more!
Money says they're Borgs. You guys take it for a ride. I'm going after the train.
Got you in my sights, big guy.
Noxious.
So this animation series is called Skysurfer Strike Force. Yes, this is season 1, episode 5, Titan of Terror. Yes, and my name is Michael Shatsik, and I'm here to give you a little bit of review of what I see in this episode, which is so cool. As you can see, in this episode, one of the characters will be transformed into a giantess and be sent in the middle of nowhere to kidnap a president, which is crazy. Yes. As you can see, so the episode starts, a villain called Cybron sent his goon squad, or maybe hired. Okay, Cybron hired the scientists to create this chemical solution which had his own DNA that can transform a person into a giantess person, which is crazy and nuts and cool. So Cybron sent his goon squad like, hey, you know what? I hired a scientist who's creating this chemical solution. So you know what? Go there. Take that solution, bring it back to me so that we can continue with other plans. So those goon squad, which included 2 people, they went to the scientist, took the chemical solution. On their way back, they see the Skysurfer Strike Force coming out from fishing. And you know, one of the characters wanted to catch a fade, which was crazy. Not one of the characters, 2 characters. Those goon squad wanted to catch a fade with the Strike Force. And while catching fate with those Strike Force, they lost the chemical solution. So now they had to have another plan to get that chemical solution, because now Cybron is waiting to get that chemical solution because he has other plans. Yes. So now those goon squad had to focus their efforts to slice ice. Yes. Why? Because one of the Skyforce 1 took the chemical solution while catching fate, and now they had to use okay, so this person has kind of friendship with sliced ice. So you know what? Let's go to the diner where they are eating waffles and burgers and bacon and stuff, and let's disguise one of the characters as sliced ice, and then take that chemical solution so that we can be safe from Cybron. Because if we fail this, Cybron will gonna kill us, which is crazy. So they did it. So they went to the diner where the Strike Force were there eating their breakfast and having a little bit chat and conversation and stuff. So Slice Ice told you know what? I want to go to the bathroom because I've been sitting here drinking coffee, drinking a lot of juice, and I want to go to pee. I want to go to the bathroom, take care of myself. As normal people do. So yeah. So when they went back, when Slice Ice went to the bathroom, this goon squad kidnaps Sliced Ice, and one of the characters disguises herself as Sliced Ice so that he can be able to steal that chemical solution that the leader had in his back pocket, which is crazy. So while the kidnapping was happening at the same time, one of the character already like wear this like sliced ice face and went back to the diner with a strike force, and then started like acting weird because the normal sliced ice was not like flirtatious, but this one was weird because it was so flirtatious, seductive and stuff. But all those tactics was just for grabbing that chemical solution and dip, and that succeeded because when they were dancing in the music, he just grabbed that solution in the back pocket of that dude and just run away, which is crazy. And now, as you can see in another scene, you can see now sliced ice is being shown in the middle of like an experiment room in Cybron's lair, which is in the deep in the middle of the ocean, which is like a gigantic submarine, which is crazy. By the way, I have to say, Cybron's lair, or maybe Cybron's evil lair, is so cool. Deep in the middle of the ocean, which is crazy, and it's submerged. It is like a submarine in the middle of the ocean, which is like dope. Nobody can find you there, which is so cool. So yeah. So after that, Cybron starts speaking his shit. Yes, as you can see, when you see Cybrons, by the way, this villain, if you see this villain, as you can see this villain, he looks exactly like Doctor Doom. It's crazy. As you can see, his face is like an iron. It's crazy. Yes, I know it's made of iron, but it's like when you're watching Doctor Doom, it's the same thing as watching Cybron. They are exactly the same. Because Cybron is a combination of different computers and a lot of shit. And Doctor Doom, it's like metal with a mix of crazy person on mushroom, which is crazy. Yeah. So and then they started experiment on sliced ice, and then you know what? At that time, a giantess verse transformation starting happening to sliced ice, which was so painful. I never experienced like a character can experience a giantess growth transformation and feeling pain at the same time. It's crazy because as you can see, when the transformation was happening at that time, every organ were growing, which was so painful. It's crazy. So after Sliced Ice became a giantess now, she was ordered like, you know what? So now you're a giantess. Now my DNA is running in your vein. So I'm giving you orders so that you can conduct those orders, and you can't go against the orders because now you are like my puppet, which is crazy. So Sliced Ice was sent in the middle of the ocean to grab the president, who was inside a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean. And when I was watching this episode, I started asking myself, like, okay, as the head of the state, how can you be having a meeting in the middle of the ocean in a cruise ship? Don't you know, in the middle of the ocean, there's sea creatures like the Kraken? Anything can happen in the middle of the ocean, so it's crazy. In terms of maybe having a meeting like in the underground layer or maybe bunker where it's so safe from nuclear and stuff like that, you are having a meeting with other elites and politicians in the middle of the ocean in a cruise ship. Do you think that is safe? It's not safe because in a few seconds you can see Sliced Ice came and emerged from the ocean, grabbing and slicing one of the ship into two ship, which is crazy, and grab one of the ship. Even though the strike force tend to stop her, which was so cool, but the damage has already been done. Even though the president was safe, but that was a warning, like if you want to conduct a meeting, you should find a place which is so safe. So that was one failure. So Sliced Ice failed to grab the president in the middle of the ocean in a cruise ship, which was kind of traumatizing. So then and then in the next scene you can see Cybron telling Sliced Ice like, okay, don't worry. I'm having other plans so that you can do. So yeah. So one of the leaders of the strike force started like, you know what? Sliced Ice is a giantess and she's working for Cybron, but I think she's under Cybron's control. So let's find something so that we can revive her to become normal. So the Strike Force went to the scientists, the same scientists who made that chemical solution for Cybron, and they tend to force him like, hey, you know what? We're gonna kick your ass. Yes, we're gonna kick you. We're gonna beat you. Tell us, how can we revive Slice Ice into normal so that we can kick Cybron and his goons? And they were succeeded because now, you know what? Because I understand the scientists didn't want to catch a fade because it was so powerless. And they said, you know what? I'm going to make a chemical solution that can transform back Sliced Ice so that you guys cannot threat me because I want to be like a freelancer doctor so I can do anything that I wanted. So yeah. So he created an antidote, and then the leader tend to send a signal to Sliced Ice like, you know what? Go to this place. I'm going to meet you so that I can give you the antidote. But without knowing, when I was watching this episode, I didn't realize Cybron tended to create this plan. Like, okay, when the leaders comes, we're gonna kill this leader so that we can continue with other plans. Because as you can see, most of the Cybron's like enemies were the Strike Force. Because when Cybron wants to spread his evil plans across the whole nation, the Strike Force is the only force that tend to be in his way to achieve his plans. So that was a way like, hey, you know what? Let him come, tend to give you this antidote, and then we're gonna kill him. Yes, even though it backfired, but yes. So after that, you can see now Sliced Ice has been sent to grab the president, who had another meeting inside a train, in a moving train, which is nuts. You haven't learned. The first time you were carrying out a meeting in the middle of the ocean in the cruise ship, and the second time now you are having a meeting in a moving train, which is crazy because as you can see, Sliced Ice just froze that track and then grabbed the president and then took him to Cybron, which was crazy. I know. In the end, Sliced Ice was normal. She became normal after being injected with an antidote, which was so crazy. But the villain still remained Cybron. As you know, Cybron is a loose villain. Nobody can kill him because he's just a pack of computers. He's like a Cybron on crack, which is crazy. I know. I use most of the Avengers characters and villains as example, but when you say like Cybron, he has a lot of ways to escape, which is crazy. And I know in this Skysurfer Strike Force animation series, our only villain is Cybron. So Cybron may tend to use other stuff so that it can cause harm to the Strike Force, but our main villain is always Cybron. I don't know why. And the only thing I was so mad watching this episode is the head of the state. I know you've been grabbed, it's okay, but how can you how can you have two meetings in two different spots that are actually dangerous for you to have? First one in the cruise ship in the middle of the ocean, and you know in the ocean there's a lot of stuff. Another thing in the middle of the train, the moving train, which is crazy. How that can happen? Because something can happen in the middle of the train, as you can see. You've been grabbed by Sliced Ice in the train, which is crazy. Tell me in the comments and tell me your theories about this animation series. Do you want me to do an actual like animation reaction? I can do it from episode 1, episode 2 until the last episode. Tell me in the comments if you're really interested in me to do an actual animation reaction, because I'll do so. The reason why I'm doing this is because you guys are not interested in the reactions, so that's why I'm giving you like a little reviews and recap and my own knowledge on the actual episode that I watched. So yeah, tell me in the comments though, because I'm really curious to see what